Hello to my YouTube channel. I am live. Tap that like button if you're here listening and you enjoy what I say, or if you enjoy just seeing me, tap the like button. Dang, my skin look like glass right now. I didn't really apply anything. I just kind of woke up. The only thing I put on was lip gloss, but I didn't put anything on my face, any serums, unless you count the serum I applied last night before I went to bed. But yeah, I don't really need to put it on like that. My skin just naturally looks like this. It doesn't really dull or get like fade, fade or wrinkly or anything. So, what I want to talk about in this live stream today is how live chats, live streaming, and Zoom calls and things like that create a low maintenance social life. This thought came to me yesterday as my mom and her husband were like, I think they were live chatting. I couldn't really tell with someone on their Android or their phone, listening to them talk. So as I'm trying to just go take a shower or go to the bathroom, as I usually do, I think someone on that live chat said like "ugh" or something. I don't know. I wasn't really listening, but that's just what it sounded like to me. Like they made like a noise that implied something was gross. I don't know if that had to do with any me going to the bathroom or anything, but it's just like that got me thinking. That's very low maintenance stuff. Going to the bathroom to like wash your hands and take a shower. That's low maintenance. That's basic stuff. So if they're acting like going to the bathroom or something like that, something that's like as easy as washing your hands is something that requires a lot of effort, or something like washing your hands, it doesn't require a lot of effort. That's very low maintenance. Like people who are doing the most are putting on makeup. They're covering something up. They're not washing anything off. They need to apply more. Like, I just assume the older you get, the more maintenance you need because you're going to need more to upkeep your physical body. It's just not going to take care of itself at that age. But it just seems like all this new technology is making everything low maintenance. So we got like low maintenance senior citizens now. Like there was a time where like senior citizens had more at this age. At this age, usually senior citizens have more because they lived through more and they experienced more. But now everyone older than 60 seems like they don't have anything now. Um, I'm just thinking about what it was like in like the 1950s or before that time when senior citizens were alive during that time. They had more by the time they were 60. So they had more to pass on to their kids or their children or people they knew. But it seems like people who are elderly at this age don't have anything left by the time they get to this age. I don't know if it's because of the influences in the media, but something is like causing them to not own anything. Not all of them, but like from what I've seen, either they become old and then like some scammer comes along and tries to like take what they have, or like but they just don't seem like they have anything anymore. And I think that's because of the influence on social media now. In the media, not even social media. Like you don't even have to be internet famous to be a social influence on anyone anymore. And like seems like the elderly are easy and gullible now. They're easy and easier to trick, and they're more gullible now. They're not as wise as they used to be because they have convenience with the androids and the live streams and the internet. Seems like they're easier to trick. Like a telemarketer could call them, try to sell them something, not even anything physical, like an idea. So they influence these people like that just by talking to them on the phone or doing a live chat with them. And once they influence their mind or like these elderly people, they become easy to trick into like spending more money or participating. Like all they have is time left. So even if they're wasting time talking to someone on the phone, it's like they're allowing someone to steal their time. It's like, but they've have had everything taken from them. So the only thing left to steal from senior citizens now is their time. Like, I don't know how anybody could waste their time like that. Like, you only got a few years left and you're wasting it talking to someone on the phone that you don't even know, who's not going to give you anything. All they do is talk, all they're doing is talking to them and wasting their time. Yeah, that just, it's like they're trying to rob them of something. If they can't get anything physical, they'll try to like plant an idea in their head. I don't know how that goes, but I'm not gonna be growing old and then live in a minimalistic style house that's about the same as a one bedroom apartment. Like you're not gonna see me age, and then have a minimalistic style apartment. Like no, I'm gonna be surrounded by all of my adventures, physical things that represent all my physical adventures by the time I'm that age. But I don't know about like, because it just comes off as like you grew up in an institution when you have nothing when you're old, when you grow old. It's like you grew up in an institution or like you only had institutional influences around you your whole life. If you grow old and then you don't have anything physical to show for it by the time you're old, and like, because it's like, your youth is gone at that age. By that time, you should have been through all of the stuff that you should have been through when you were young. But it's like all they could do now as senior citizens is like shame younger people for going through their young people problems. Like you're supposed to go through that when you're in your 20s and 30s, and all they can do is shame you for it or talk about how gross it is or like how shallow it is. At certain age in your life, you're supposed to go through that stuff. And it just comes off as like these senior citizens never went through it, seeing as they're so shocked by it. Like, I would assume you've seen it all at that age, but they're still acting like kids who need to compete and be shallow and talk about shallow things with each other at the age of 70. And it's like, who am I going to go to for wisdom now? Now that these senior citizens are like minimalistic, um, wannabe Generation Z. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who sees this. But like, if you're on like Social Security insurance, you probably were believed in the lie that was told you. You were influenced by your job, I guess, because you didn't have anything else or culture. And but I don't see how you could end up on Social Security insurance and still have nothing. You should have got something. I mean, like a memorable something that's would be like a good memory to look back on. I'm not just talking about photos that you take of your family. Like, don't you have anything? Don't you appreciate anything you got for the past 60 years that you lived on this earth? You mean you have nothing to show for that? How you waste 60 years of your life and you don't get anything physical? I don't see how that's possible. Because it just sounds like you don't keep anything or you don't appreciate anything if you're like a senior citizen um with nothing to physically show for it. And I don't care how spiritual you are. I don't know how much care how much you go to church. I don't care how much you pray. You need to have something to show for that, like for what you've lived through, and not just rely off rely on your feelings. But it's just kind of weird how that goes off. It's very strange how I don't see any senior citizens with anything to show for what they've lived through. The only thing they're saying to me now is, why does no one want to work? Like, you need to get a job. You need to move out. No, duh, you need to do that. But it's just like, have you done that? Have they done that? They don't look like they've done that either. They don't look like they've ever had a job or moved out. They don't look like they ever moved out or moved on or like grew. It just seems like they like getting handouts from their superiors, getting handouts from their job, or like letting their job or the TV or someone else tell them what to do. But yeah, it just seems like so social media just influenced them so much that they're not willing to own anything. They'll just be influenced by things they hear on the internet or on YouTube or on Facebook now. And I guess at that age, also, you're just too old to, or you just don't have the energy to keep what you have. I don't know. I just don't understand how you end up losing uh, everything. You have nothing to show for it, and you lose everything. Like, it's not like anyone took it from them. They just didn't care enough. Oh yeah. Specifically, I'm talking about someone who always throws everything out. A senior citizen. So if you're someone who just throws everything out, I guess that's how you would end up. But not even that. Like, even if you don't throw anything out as a senior citizen, there's still some who still don't have anything and they don't throw anything out. They're just bad with money and they end up in debt. So that just seems like the two options you could end up as these days for the new elderly people. They either end up in debt, or they just throw everything out because they never valued it. I mean, they don't seem to value their kids, seeing as they kick their kids out too. Like, so they're not thankful for anything, and they just end up in debt. And maybe it wasn't the influence of social media, but it was the influence of someone that made them like that. I'm just being aware. I'm just not letting anyone who speaks program me into like throwing things away, because people will pay a lot of money for things that aren't even valuable, like houses made out of cardboard material, or a car that's like an economy car. Even if it's a luxury car, I'm not spending a lot of money on a car because a car is not that important to me. I don't even have a driver's license. That's how unimportant a car is to me. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that today. I'm going to go back to editing my videos and uploading it on YouTube today. So look forward to that. It's just me talking about what I do on a normal day, which is not a lot, but I just feel like I should talk about it since everybody else wants to talk about anything under the sun on their live chats. I thought, why not? I can do that too. I just don't do it because I don't think it's very worth my time. I could be doing something better, but yeah. So thanks for listening and watching. Bye. See you next time.